So today I think we'll do just I hate to say classic Valentine's Day look, because what's classic? Who knows? Everything is just so different. So I'm just gonna do what I would consider just a very romantic Valentine's Day look. We'll think neutrals with maybe a red lip. We'll see where we end up. So I purchased this, and I don't think I've used this since the first time I used it because I did enjoy it, but I know a lot of you use it, and I want to make sure that we're getting the most out of it and we're using it the best way to use it. So Urban Decay, this is their eyeshadow primer potion. Somebody's just not comfortable in their bed over there. Douglas, you okay, buddy? Okay. Now remember, if I don't enjoy something, that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it. And it also doesn't mean that it's a bad product. I believe that wholeheartedly. Just because we don't enjoy something doesn't mean it's bad, because so many people do enjoy this. And they have a technique that goes beautifully with this primer. So that's why you'll never see me saying, this is terrible, don't buy it. Because obviously they're doing something right. This is probably still one of the most famous eyeshadow primers on the market. But that being said, I want to come out of my comfort zone. And some of you might have this and might not enjoy it as much as you could. So let's just see what kind of techniques we're going to end up with here and how we're going to put this on. All right, enough fleeful-floffing. Let's go ahead and apply this all over. And let's talk about how it's transparent, it's see-through. You're still going to be able to see not a bad thing. I actually like translucent see-through bases, but you're still going to be able to see my undertone through this. So this isn't going to make the shadow as true as it is in the pan. It's going to mix with my undertone, my skin's undertone, and it's going to not be a true color. That's not a bad thing. I actually like that idea today. But when I'm doing pastels, or if I want a color to be extremely true, that's when I reach for the clean canvas. It just gives us a clean canvas. But these types of eyeshadows that are see-through can be so beautiful. So let's make sure that's nice and smooth, just like any eyeshadow base that we ever put on. Now, before I move on, this comes out in less than a week, okay? And I have a feeling this is gonna be our biggest launch yet. I do not want you to miss out. Rose and Bin Beauty, we're very much not about hype, and that's one of the reasons I've been using this forever. I really don't want to be a brand that's like, oh, it's gone, and it's sold out. That was my elbow. That being said, the bond that we have built here, y'all go absolutely feral and things do sell out. So I don't want y'all to miss out on this. Sign up for emails right there. I love this palette so much. I talked about this when it launched. The formulas are just fantastic, and I love the idea of this kind of see-through my undertone coming through. So I'm gonna start with this shade, and I'm gonna grab it on the tip of the brush. We're gonna use an E28. I'm still gonna press, and I did not set this base with anything. And if you've ever found this eyeshadow base to be patchy, that could be because this type of base, it's not very forgiving, because you're gonna see your undertone underneath. I talk about that. Not a bad thing, but any kind of swiping can really patch up this type of base for sure, because there's nothing to hide it. There's nothing else to kind of mask it. When I use a thicker base or a more, and I can't think of the word. Let me think of it. Opaque. Something that you can't see through. Something you can't see your skin. When you use a base like that, you're not going to see any kind of veins, any kind of discoloration. So the eyeshadow is going to look smooth really quickly. With this one, you might have to work just a little bit more just to kind of smooth it in there. But it is really cool to kind of see. It looks like I'm just placing that right onto my skin. This base is a little grabby, so it is going to pick up that color. But I definitely don't see myself switching to this, but we're gonna be using it. And I'm using the tip of the brush to press it into the socket. Just want you to watch the process. Now, this looks so fun. I'm gonna blend this one over a little bit more. I'm grabbing some more of this shade. Just a tiny amount, so tiny. And I'm just gonna push it over this way. And then I grabbed a little tappy. See that? It's so important that I show you how much I'm picking up. I know you might be thinking, keep going, but it's just so important. I wish somebody would have showed me how much they were picking up on the brush. And this is going right above the first shade that we laid down. Isn't that pretty? I like to see the skin through there. I will continue to reiterate. I know it's so repetitive, but with this kind of base, to get this type of payoff, pressing. Just try it. And now just to smooth a little bit more, I'm gonna grab this shade. And we're gonna press that on the brow bone. This is a really good example. I'm not gonna go too much into detail because I have been talking about it, but this is a very good example of very delicate, soft shadows. And we just need to be very delicate with them. It's not a bad thing, it's just about formulas. And if we just knew that, say we are in a hurry, I probably wouldn't grab this one because I need to be a little bit more delicate and take my time. If I am in a hurry, I would have just grabbed a different palette. But that palette that I would use in a hurry wouldn't give me the same blurred, very diffused look. Now I'm going to take that darkest shade again, and instead of doing an actual wing, let's just do a wing with our shadow here. And we'll connect it. This is the E27. We can do a little bit of a graphic moment on the outer part of the eye. And then I'll just keep building a little bit more. 1, 2. 1, 2 meant how many taps? And this is a good way just to kind of add a little bit of lift to the eye without doing an actual wing. So let's grab the eyeshadow base. This is the same one that we used, and let's see if we can just clean this up. Yep, that's what I thought. We can. And then I'm just wiping the excess on the back of my hand, and then I'll grab a little, just a smidgy more. Didn't grab any more. There's enough on my eye now just to kind of clean up. Fun, right? So this is fun. We're going to use the bronzy shade. And we're going in with the E27 for this because it'll fit in here perfectly. That color is so pretty. Picking up more of the same shade. And I'm leaving a little bit of space because I'm going to really darken up my lash line. And that little bit of space there, that'll help us blend that liner a lot easier. Because once it starts to mix with the shimmer shadow here, we could have a mess. Now we have micellar water on a C30. We're going to clean up underneath here. And I'm using such a tiny amount, and because it's on a brush, and it's such a thin brush, I'm able to really just pinpoint And my skincare has had plenty of time to sink in, so it's not enough to remove everything. So I'm actually going to use navy liner. You're not really even going to be able to tell, just a little bit. And I'm just running that along my lash line. You might be able to, and I don't mind. Because blue and brown are actually really pretty together. Especially navy and bronze. So we have on our lash. I love these. I just think they look so pretty in the front too. Look at how pretty that looks. And they're so comfortable. So KVD was kind enough to send over my perfect shade. You're gonna see this and it's gonna look a little too light, but this is a long wear formula. And if any of you want to try this foundation, please go in the store and swatch it. Long wear foundations, they are going to change color. And the reason why is because they normally have a higher alcohol content. Not a bad thing. That's how you get that long wear. But once all of that evaporates, that's when you see the true pigment. So you don't want to just go and put this on your hand and be like, oh, that's great. And then you leave the store and then you go home and then it dries, and it dries lighter or it dries darker. Just swatch it in the store. Let's try it on. I think that I might even film a video around long wear foundation because it's tricky. It's so good, but it's tricky. It really and truly can be tricky. See, you would go, that's way too light. The undertone's nice though. And I also want you to notice, I'm starting here. And the reason why is because I don't want to dot it here, here, and here, and here. And the reason why is because it's going to dry. Now my skin prep underneath there is going to give us a little bit more of blend time, but we need to work in sections. Boom. We even need to work a little bit more quickly. I know this might seem stressful. It's not once you get the hang of it. But you want to work in sections. So I'm going to work on one side of my face. That coverage is wild. That's beautiful. Let's get this red ear under control here. You can already see it starting to dry down once it's dry, because once it's dry and I try to go back over it, it is going to want to patch up. There's some activity going on over there. Jean Bean is actually downstairs with his granny today, but Douglas is up here just absolutely in hamster mode trying to make a new bed. This looks beautiful. And so you can see it start to dry. These are things I wish somebody would have told me. Work in sections. Why did no one tell me? Brush is coming soon, y'all. This is really pretty. I'm excited. Another thing I want to mention is that with a full coverage foundation, it's going to be a lot more jarring once you put it on. The reason why is because just like our eyeshadow base, the one that we normally use, it is canceling everything out. So until we bring everything back, it can look a little bit frightening. We're going to start there. Where did my brush go? There it is. See this difference now? A little bit goes a long way. And we'll do an official wear test. I have a feeling it's going to wear beautifully. I'm going to add a little bit more through here before it dries. Lots of pigment, very thin and lots of pigment. I love that. I'm going to take a little bit on an E29 and just kind of go through here. What you're seeing me do is just make sure I'm grabbing a little bit around my brows because that's not dry yet. And then I do want to take it across here just to kind of clean up in here. Smooth that out a little bit more. See what a difference that makes? So because this is so full coverage, for me, I'm not going to really need to add concealer anywhere but underneath my eyes. And I want you to notice that I didn't take the foundation underneath my eyes. The reason why is you want the least amount of product there. say you wanted to do corrector and then concealer, we definitely wouldn't want that foundation under there. We want as little underneath the eyes as possible. I had to go to Sephora last night to get brow gel, so I bought more stuff. I don't think I've ever tried this. I could be wrong. I don't know what was going on. It's a whole makeup chaos fever dream. But this is from Benefit, and I really liked this color. So let's try this out underneath my eye. And then I got this too. This is more of a brightener. I'm gonna put this on top. This one's more pink. You can barely tell. They're both very pinky neutral. This one's more pink. We'll get to this, but this is the one that we're using right now. Let's grab a C31. Nice and brightening. Feels thin. That's pretty. And we're using a C31 to work this in. I wonder if this one sets. Can't really tell. Doesn't feel like it's setting. Now I'm putting this on top. I already put it over here. I'm just having fun with the concealer. I'm just trying it out. This one's a lot more thin. I feel like this would be really pretty by itself for a more no makeup vibe. I'm using this shade not as a corrector, but as a brightener. So for me, pink on top of my concealer is going to really brighten. If we use pink underneath, it just kind of disappears. But if we use a pink shade like this on top, that's how you get that really bright under eye. That looks nice. Let's set it. I got too excited. Sorry, I didn't list what it was. Also from Benefit. Givenchy powder. It's going to be easier. It's not impossible, but it's actually going to be easier to do powder products once you have a self-setting foundation like what I have on. That being said, I am a rebel, and I do want you to see that it can be done. So I'm going to do powder bronzer, but I'm first going to use one of the Janessa Myricks blushes. This is a very bright under eye. This is very fun for me. And I do want you to notice that I'm setting, hang on, let's make sure this is nice and smooth. I'm setting my under eye, but I'm not placing powder where I'm going to place the blush. This is a really bright under eye. Not for everyone, but it's fun to play with and have fun. Now I'm actually just going to use whatever's left on my puff here and just lightly set the center. You know, I might not even have to set the outer perimeter since I'm balanced to dry. This is a really nice liquid foundation. I'm excited. Don't you betray me, foundation. You stay nice. I think this would be a really nice foundation for a lot of people. So we will do bronzer, but let's just do blush first, just for fun. Isn't this such a pretty color? So these are from Janessa Myricks, who is very near and dear to me. I love her so much. And we're gonna use this with the C41, the blush brush. This is Rosé and Brunch. So what I'm tempted to do is, I think because the kitty cat, Gene Bean, he's always on my vanity and I'm hugging him. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoop this out. Basically what I'm saying is my vanity is a big ball of cat hair. I'm just going to scoop out a smidgel. I've seen this is extremely pigmented, and I'm just going to smooth it out on the back of my hand. Perfect. And then I'm just going to pick it up with my brush here. flawless. But I am gonna evenly coat the brush. I picked up such a small amount, y'all. I've seen videos where these just, okay, I added just a little bit more to the brush. And I'll do this side so you can see. That's why we got two cheeks here. It blends like an absolute dream. That is beautiful. So let's pick it up on, I did add more. I have just seen, like I was saying, I've seen so many videos where people put on too much. And this is a self-setting foundation and I don't want to have to take this off. This isn't as easy to fix. I love it. I wish there was a pink one. Put a little bit here and then we'll do bronzer. So pretty. So I haven't tried this bronzer in a very long time and I realized that I had an extra and I wanted to try it out. I remember really liking it, but I feel like there's been a lot of advancements since it was released, advancements in formulas with other brands. So let's just see what happens here. Another tip, can you believe it? When you're dealing with long wear foundations like this, all they want to do is be disturbed and lift. So make sure that when you're applying your bronzers, your blushes, when you're moving on to the next steps, press. I know I'm so monotonous at this point, but I would be so sad if y'all are sitting there and you have this foundation or any long wear foundation and you're so excited to try it and something goes wrong and you have to reset and then you're late to whatever you were doing and you're not enjoying makeup. That would break my heart. Bronze waterline. Affordable too. This one's from Maybelline. I will say that this shape might not be your shape. We could always do something more rounded and I'll do something more rounded as well. I love a lifted eye. I love a cat eye. I love it. But I will say one thing that always just makes me think of Valentine's Day is bronze. Bronze, I love it. And then doing a bronze waterline, and this one's from Maybelline, so affordable. Let's bring it out a little bit just towards the front. So pretty. So we're grabbing the dark shade that we started with and we'll press this underneath here. It's really going to make the bronze pop. 2 more taps. I'm going to grab this Stila liquid shadow. I love these as inner corner highlights. Look how intense that is. And then we'll just feather it into here. Now let's layer this. I'm wild, I know. Layer that on top. I love to layer textures. It's one of the reasons I really love makeup. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm so excited because I get to use this other formula or other color of this formula. This is the color Pop. The same as the one that sold out. Y'all are out of control. The glowing lip, but the shade is called Red Hot. I just love how much blue is in this. This is really gonna make my teeth look extra white. I know my teeth are white, but I'm just letting y'all know if reds have a lot of blue in it, it's gonna really brighten up your smile. Okay. Now let's find a lip liner. I might go a smidgy darker with the lip liner. Really quickly, I was going to do a transfer proof, but I feel like I always reach for those. But if you want a transfer proof, I'm gonna tell you my favorite liquid lipstick that's transfer proof. This is my favorite brand. Tried a lot, y'all. A lot. The Lip Bar. So good, and some of the prettiest reds that I have ever seen. I will probably wind up still using this for another Valentine's Day look. if you want transfer proof, you want the lip bar. Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Free Burgundy. This might be the prettiest red lip that I've ever done. It's the texture and then the shading. That's special. So I'm gonna do 2 more Valentine's Day looks. The next one will be more of a rounded, very simple, neutral eyeshadows. We'll do that with a red lip. And then I want to do an all pink wild look. I'm gonna do 2 wild looks. I already did 1 wild look. I did this one, which it's so hard to say what we all like. We all love different things, but for me, I feel like this was what I would want to wear. I like it. I like it a lot. I have no idea what I'm posting tonight. I might post some more foundation tips on this. I feel like we did the first impression here. It looks beautiful. I'll wear it and I'll keep you updated. I'll probably do a wear test. We'll see. Either way, just so you know, I will wear it at least 8 hours and I'll let you know, even if I don't document it with a video. But I do have a couple ideas that I want to film, so I'm going to go take this off and film some more stuff. The blush is gorgeous. Everything that I tried is beautiful. I'll keep you updated on the concealer. I like a bright under eye every once in a while, so I probably won't reach for that a lot. I might just get a darker shade. We'll see what happens. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I'm not just absolutely head over heels for the concealer, the 2 concealers. It's okay. But I mean, I just love trying new makeup. Okay, I love y'all so much. And again, I'll keep you updated on that foundation, and I'm gonna go film some more really helpful videos. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the comments tonight.